So this is Tangram from Tangerine Dream. All the sounds you hear in this example are from my Tangerine Dream sound pack from Korg Modwave, which is a free download from wikisLifestyle.com. So in this video I'm just going to go through the individual elements and show you how I put this track together and how I created these sounds. So for Tangram, there's a lot of sounds that I created for that, and I thought I'd flip over to Cubase to show you those. So not all the sounds I've created are in the demos I'm going to show you right now, but I'll show you those sounds later. So I've split it into two parts, the intro for the first few bars and then the main section. And the main section, all these sounds are from Modwave, and I'm using Modwave Native on here. I've frozen the tracks to give my CPU performance a bit of chance to record and capture everything at the same time. But so there you can hear the flute lead, that's the Modwave flute lead, and then there's a bass that comes in, which is a dual layer bass, which you'll hear. And then you hear that sort of effect, and it sounds to me like that kind of 80s fallout radiation type sound that you used to hear on those government information films back in the 80s, if you're old enough to remember those. But that's what that sound reminded me of, so that's what I captured in there. There's a vocal sound as well, which I'll show you when we flip back to the Modwave. And so this was the introduction that comes in before the main section on Tangram. So that's my main part. We'll check the sounds out in a second. So we're coming to the main part. First you hear that sort of vocoder effect in the background, the bass, the radiation sound, and the sequence. Then you hear the acoustic guitar coming in, and the twinkly noise, as I like to call it. The acoustic guitar is an acoustic guitar sound from Modwave. You can hear the bells. Then we've got a brass sound, and the brass sound I've laid with a CP80 electromechanical piano type sound, electric grand piano, to give it a bit of impact as the chords play. So let's have a look at those sounds now. So it starts off with that the flute sound, which you heard, which I called the lead. That's sort of this that kind of sequence sound. So that's using the sort of the nice soft flute sound on the so I was using a triangle wave to get that nice sound with a bandpass filter to create that sort of backing sound for that. So that's the second sound. You hear the bass sort of going, and that's the intro bass sound, which is just a pretty standard sawtooth, an octave apart. And then we have the radiation sound, as I mentioned. That was the one that sort of sounds like 1980s public information film about nuclear fallout. So that was that sound. And then once it starts up, you get the second part with the melody. I've got the standard analog bass sound that went in there. There was the brass sound as well, which there was brass, but I also combined that with a bit of electric piano. So it gives that immediate attack because you've got a bit of piano on there as well. So then later on in the track, which you don't hear in my demos, but you have got some other parts. We've got a sequence. We've got this pulse lead that's in the track as well. We've got some strings, which analog type strings. There's a sync lead sound which is heard later in the track, which actually based on the DW8000 track sound they made. So it's using the DW8000 waves, which are built into the Modwave. That's the classic Korg synth, and I brought those in to get that tinkly sound which I mentioned. Nice analog sort of bell type sound. Of course, there's the vocoder, which actually is a layer of some strings and a vocoder. And then we had the Vox sound, which is actually using a style of pulse width with some pulse width modulation, and the vocal effect really comes from the bandpass filter and the resonance that's really pushing that vocal. So that's what you hear there. So that was Tangram. All the sounds you heard are from the Korg Modwave Tangerine Dream collection, which is a free download from the digitallifestyle.com. I'm going to play out with sort of a basic mix of that Tangram set, and I'll see you on the next video.